Hey guys, welcome back to Real Housewives Recaps. Today we're watching Love is Blind, Season 3, Episode 7. So, wow, this one was actually way better. The last one I was kind of disappointed in, but I thought this one this one leaves off on quite a cliffhanger, and we get to see even more what Bartise ends up being. Oh, I have a lot to say on this episode, so let's jump right on in. So we pick up having left off with Brennan over at Alexa's house, and he's talking to her dad, and I don't know, it seemed tense, but they seem fine. They seem to get along just fine. All good. The dad ends up giving the blessing. Basically, I think he's trying to warn Brennan, you seem like a nice, simple guy. Alexa's not that, so good luck to you. We get to hear more about Brennan's upbringing. You know, we see this beautiful house that Alexa's family has, and then Brennan's explaining that growing up, there wasn't always money for things like heat, and food was an issue, and, just some serious stuff. But, I really like Brennan. I do. He says it drives him to work harder and make sure to provide things, and he tells her dad that he's 100% in love with her, and dad ends up saying it's the first time he's given his blessing, that Brennan's actually a great guy and that he approves. So we got some previews. I don't know. They look like they're up for some rough times ahead, but maybe not. So then we go over to Matt and Colleen. 14 days to go. She's meeting his family. So I still go back and forth about Colleen. I definitely have strong feelings about Matt at the end of this episode. I was hoping the episode before last was the only time we're going to see him lose his cool, but he does it again at the end of this episode. So I can't say I'm a fan of Matt. He seems to have a temper. It seems to go well when Colleen meets the mom. Mom seems sweet. Colleen, I can't figure her out. I don't know if she wants to believe the things she's saying, or she actually believes them, or if she's putting it on for the cameras, or what. Even Mom says that she's worried that some of this is for the camera. I kind of get the same vibe. But moving on. Okay, let's talk Z and Cole. So if you've been following my journey with this show, I started out really liking Z. I was a big fan. I liked her job. I like her obsession with travel. I have that as well. Her goals, all of that. And I think Cole's a little bit immature, and she kind of comes off with mommy vibes. But I'm going to tell you what. She bugged me so bad in this episode. I'm actually going to skip ahead and go ahead and talk about it now. I'm not going to say it's her fault that she has these insecurities. There's something that, some people deal with more than others. I would love to tell her, girl, you're gorgeous. It's like she can't get out of her own way. She can't stop comparing herself to Colleen. How many times does she say, I'll never look like Colleen? I'm going to say, honestly, I think Z is even prettier than Colleen. I think she just has this exotic, beautiful face. But her personality sucks. She's getting worse every episode, and I can't turn a blind eye to it anymore. I'm not saying Cole is great, but I'm saying Z sucks now. She's not my favorite. She needs to grow a pair and decide I keep noticing Cole's immaturity, but Z really showed her immaturity in this episode. Bartise, his parents come over. They seem nice. Bartise sucks, right? I hate what he's doing to Nancy. I hate that he's putting her through this. Bartise's sister seemed to be pro Nancy till they got into some stuff, which I will not be discussing here, but these two, she needs to dump his ass. That's all I'll say. She needs to dump his ass. Hopefully it's come to that. Hopefully she'll tell him to, off at the altar. And I hope he gets his heart broken pretty bad about it. Raven and SK. You know how I feel about this. I am pro SK. I'm anti-Raven. She just is not into him at all. She can't even pretend like she's into him. And I've gotten some comments saying you like Raven. It's cool. I liked her at first. I just don't love her personality now. She just seems not into SK, so I don't quite know why she's going along with this experiment. I feel like she should have broken off, I don't know, right outside the pods. She just seems disappointed ever since then. But what else? Her friends are not helping because they keep talking about how it's going to be so hard because he's going to grad school at Berkeley and how rough it'll be and how they don't understand how to work going back and forth. I mean, I get what the friends are saying. Of course, they're going to look out for their friend and say these things. But she was already looking for a reason. She has like 50 reasons. So I think this is going to be done really quick. Bartise out of nowhere gets into this physical connection thing. Just says physical connection is gone. Should I be feeling this way? It's like, all right, I boned her a couple times. She's not the girl I wanted. And now that I got to bone her a couple times, she's really not the one I wanted. So walk with me here for a second. Do you remember the episode of Friends when they talk about, who is it, Monica says, you mean that thing when guys act all moody and distant, hoping that you'll break up with them? That's what Bartise is doing. And Joey's like, how do you know about that? But yeah, he's acting all moody and distant so that Nancy will break up with him and he won't look like the bad guy. And it's bullshit because she's putting up with a lot from him. And I think she truly loves him and I don't understand why. She's way better catch than he is. They go to a group dinner and I love this part because I like when the groups get together. I'm curious to see how everything's going, how the girls talk to each other, who's checking out who, and you know, everything going on. Okay. Z is just having like a total meltdown. She cannot get out of her own head about the Colleen of it all. There's nothing there. Cole admitted to being attracted to Colleen and vice versa, but then nothing is there. And even if it was, he's chosen Z, but she can't, she can't admit that he's chosen her. She can't get out of her own head. So she talks to Matt, and I hate Matt. I didn't hate Matt, but now I hate Matt after this episode because he's just mean, and he scares me when he gets angry. I'm just not a Matt fan. But he's trying to tell her, are you crazy? You're gorgeous, because she keeps saying, I'll never be Colleen. I think she's crazy, too. When I see her, I'm like, damn, she's gorgeous, you know? So much. Okay, so Matt and, no, I'm sorry. Who was it? It was, Matt and Cole have this conversation. And I want to say, so much happened during this, but it really didn't. They talk about the conversation that was had once again and go through it all, and it's ridiculous. They just kind of have to reaffirm that he's not into Colleen, which I don't think he is. I think he's physically, he's thinking about her, and he's too immature not to not say that he thinks that she's attractive, but I really don't think Cole's done anything wrong in this case. Now, Matt comes over in a huff to Colleen because he's raw still talking about this stuff and bringing it back up about the feelings that Cole has for Colleen. And they're fighting again. So it didn't look like that big of a fight, but it turns into something later. Meanwhile, you got Z and Cole, and this is where I lost any feelings I had for Z. Z is being such a brat, and I said this whole time that Cole is a mature one, but Z was acting very immature. She kept saying, I will never look like her. And he's sitting there telling her, I'm more attracted to you. And she keeps just saying, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No, it's not fine, Z. You're not fine. If you want to talk about it, talk about it. You can't keep doing this. She's being immature about this, and she bugged the piss out of me on this episode. She says she's team Matt, and Cole very childishly says, go marry Matt then. She says, go marry Colleen. We should swap fiancés. I actually love that. I think I said that last episode. They should swap fiancés, although, I don't know, Matt sucks. But, Z, I just wish she could grow up a little bit too, or be more confident, I guess, in herself. And then I think she would get out of her own way at that point. So Cole and Matt have the conversation. They talk about, Cole basically says, listen, it wasn't cool of me. I shouldn't have done that. Talking about the attractiveness thing, but I promise we're just talking. There's no feelings behind it. And I'm going to go out on a limb here. And I said it before. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. He just said, hey, you're attractive. She said, hey, so are you. And yeah, in normal life, you probably can't say that. But in this case, when you got to know somebody behind a wall, I don't think it's that weird that he said it. Eek. I'm not making excuses for Cole. He's annoying too. Bartise sucks. He's having this conversation with Nancy and basically saying, he's giving her a list of reasons why he's not into her. But it all has to do with because he's not physically attractive. He's doing that thing where he's all moody and trying to get her to break up with him. He's saying he doesn't know about. He's implying like she hid this business relationship with her ex, which is bullshit because she even said she told him before. He brings up Andrew, which is bullshit because Andrew's bullshit, who's a fake crier. He's making everything her fault. And she's just kind of taking it from him because she loves him. But I want to tell her, girl, grow a pair. You're so much of a better catch. During their fight, they get a call from Matt, who's saying, where the F is Colleen? He's packing his bag now. So Bartise leaves in the middle of the fight, which I know you kind of have to for production, but that's bullshit too. And goes over to try to help Matt. Now Matt is saying, I'm out of here. And Bartise, weirdly enough, is like, no, don't do this. Think about what you're doing. It'll work out. He's actually trying to convince Matt to stay, which is so weird because Bartise sucks. But it's they need to work it out. Okay. Matt's point is it's Wednesday, it's 2:30. Where the F is she? But I'm like, okay, if this were normal everyday life and and she was out, she can be out as late as she wants. But if she's out at 2:30 on a Wednesday and he doesn't know where she's at, then sure, that's a problem. You know where she's at. She's with fucking production and however many 5 other women that are on the show, I'm sure they all went out. I mean, what was it? Nancy came home because she's trying to work it out with Bartise for some unknown reason. But the other girls are probably out, like, whatever, whooping it up, to quote Vicky, having a kiki. I don't know, having some drinks and having fun and, trying to take a break from all this. If they're allowed to go out, that's a big deal, right? Because usually production holds people. So I just think he was overreacting and then he got scary mean. And he does this thing where he just starts yelling. And where he's had this past of somebody cheating on him, he just seems to go there all the time where he thinks everybody's cheating on him, which I understand, but it doesn't make it okay. I'm not a Colleen fan, but that would be impossible to live with because there's going to be times where you can't get a hold of somebody from text or whatever, from phone call. You just got to trust that nothing's happening. If you don't have the trust there, you don't have a relationship. You can't know where somebody is all the time. It's crazy. So not a fan of Matt. This show is great and I'm obsessed and it's crazy. And also, I didn't say enough how much Andrew sucks. I keep thinking about the tears thing. And I like when Nancy basically said, yeah, all the girls said you weren't very smart. And they were kind of right. And she just kind of laughs. And I thought, damn, that's a verbal punch to the face. But I don't know, maybe he wasn't very smart because he got caught doing the fake tears thing and he's laughing through her saying comments like that. Truthfully, we all know what it is, right? He's looking for his 15 minutes, so he just wants to be on the screen. But I don't think that's the last we've seen of Andrew. Maybe it is. We'll see. But interesting. Anyway, great episode. Can't wait to see what's next. Thank you guys for jumping in my comments. Thank you for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. If there's another show you're obsessed with, let me know in the comments. Take care. Please stay healthy. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.